Today on Four Quarters, we're going to be talking about who has a better chance to win the Big 12 championship, because there will be a Big 12 championship game this year for the first time since 2010 when Oklahoma beat now Big 10 member Nebraska. That's going to be between Oklahoma State and Texas. In the second quarter, we're going to talk about Mason Rudolph as an NFL prospect versus Luke Falk as an NFL prospect. Who has the better ceiling? Who's going to be drafted higher? Basically, who's better? You know, simple as that. Who is better and who's going to be better in the NFL? In the third quarter, we're going to talk about who is going to run LA. Is it going to be the Rams or is it going to be the Chargers? And in the fourth quarter, we're going to bring out two pass rushers who are under the age of 23 and who is the better young pass rusher in the NFL. Is it Joey Bosa and the other, Danielle Hunter of the Minnesota Vikings? So without further ado, let's get into the first quarter where we're going to discuss who has the better chance to win the Big 12 championship. Will it be Oklahoma State or will it be Texas? Oklahoma State has a much easier schedule in my opinion. They have Andy, who's been there for a long time. They got Mason Rudolph, great quarterback. James Washington, one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver in the country. The Cowboys are going to be super dangerous. Big game, October 21st against Texas. The winner of that game is going to have the edge in who is going to win the Big 12 championship or even play in the Big 12 championship. So we're going to have to look at that game to see who is really going to be the better team. Also, Oklahoma State must play Oklahoma November 4th. It's going to be at Oklahoma State, so that's an advantage. Oklahoma might be falling off with the retirement of Bob Stoops. We don't know how that's going to play out. So that's a little bit of, what if game, or we don't know how it's going to pan out. But Oklahoma State has a great quarterback, great receiver, and a really good offense. Texas, really tough schedule. Shane Buechele's coming into his sophomore season, showed great flashes as a freshman, is one of the best young quarterbacks in the country that nobody is talking about. But they have a game on September 16th at USC, and the Trojans are for real. So if they can pull that off, then they still got to play, as we said, Oklahoma State. It's a home game. The winner of that game, has a big edge over the other. And their other tough game is October 14th against Oklahoma. The Red River rivalry, always a great game. Texas has a good shot, and Tom Herman is 31-7 as a coach, but it's his first year there. I'm going to say Oklahoma State has the best shots of these two teams, and maybe in all the conference, to win the Big 12 championship this year. Moving on, second quarter, Mason Rudolph versus Luke Falk. We were just talking about the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Let's go with their quarterback, their general. Oklahoma State's quarterback, Mason Rudolph, is a phenomenally accurate quarterback in the mid-range. He also displays one of the best deep ball in terms of accuracies I've seen in a long time. The pocket collapses. He usually struggles a little bit to make a throw. Once he gets outside the pocket, he doesn't do much with it. So he's going to have to improve on that, but his accuracy is really great. He has great arm talent, and with receivers like James Washington, he's going to have another big year, and he's going to get a chance to showcase how good he can be in the NFL in the future. Luke Falk, he reminds me of a lot of Matt Ryan in terms of how he was when he was younger. The difference is Luke Falk is in an air raid offense, does make amazing tight window throws, and the reason he can make some of those throws is because his footwork isn't the best. He needs to be coached up on that. In terms of not having great footwork, he fits the ball into extremely tight windows, and that is keeping me optimistic about his chances of being a pro quarterback. He has a great ability to look off safeties, and sometimes he won't throw the ball away, but he has a chance to be one of the best prospects this year. He surprised me. I did not think he was as good as he really is when I watched the film. But if we have to narrow it down, Mason Rudolph or Luke Falk, who's going to be better in the NFL? I'm going Mason Rudolph easily. The accuracy stands out above all else. He can be coached up on some of his minor problems. He's never taken a snap under center. He even kneels out of shotgun. So if he works on his ability to work under center, he'll be a very good NFL quarterback. Moving on, third quarter, Los Angeles Rams, Los Angeles Chargers. Both teams are building a championship caliber defense. Defenses are loaded on both sides. On the Chargers, Joey Bosa, their corner is really good. They got Manti Te'o at middle linebacker. The Los Angeles Rams, again, their defensive line, Robert Quinn, Aaron Donald. They got Tremaine Johnson in the secondary. That defense, they got Alec Ogletree on the team. The Rams and Chargers both have great defenses. They both have good running backs. Chargers, Melvin Gordon. Rams, Todd Gurley. The separation comes from quarterback. Phillip Rivers is 35. Can he lead this team for another 3, 4, 5 years? It remains to be seen. If the Chargers can find a quarterback to replace him, the Chargers are going to be better long term. They're currently better now. That's the problem with the Rams. Jared Goff is a crappy quarterback so far. We saw Sam Bradford struggle but have some success in Minnesota and even a little bit in Philly when he was there. So if the Rams can develop a quarterback, they'll be good off. But right now, it looks like the Chargers are going to be the better team in LA, and they're going to run LA. Jumping into the fourth quarter, which better pass rusher under the age of 23? Is it Joey Bosa or is it Danielle Hunter? Joey Bosa had a phenomenal year where he had 10.5 sacks in 12 games. He played 52.6% of the snaps as a rookie. That's way more than Danielle Hunter played as a rookie. Danielle Hunter is entering his third year, Joey Bosa entering his second. Danielle Hunter, as a first-year rookie in the NFL, he had 6 sacks, but only played 36% of the time. Moving up to last year, he had 12.5 sacks, only playing 58% of the snaps. That is ridiculous. He is expected to move into a starting role over Brian Robinson on the opposite end of Everson Griffin, and playing in 70, 80, maybe 85% of the snaps. I expect nothing less than 17 sacks from Danielle Hunter this season. And Danielle Hunter is an amazing category. Of players under 23, only Sean Merriman, Terrell Suggs, and Jason Pierre-Paul have more sacks. So he's in good company with, you know, some legendary names in terms of sacks. Maybe not Jason Pierre-Paul is legendary, but Sean Merriman was a great player. Terrell Suggs is a sure ballot Hall of Famer, in my opinion, one day. I would definitely take Danielle Hunter. His explosion, he's off the ball, and if he just plays more, it's going to result in a lot more sacks, and he's going to make his team better. I'm not saying Joey Bosa is a scrub either. He's going to be one of the top young pass rushers in the league, but if I had to choose one, I'm still taking Danielle Hunter just from the fact that I've seen he can do amazing things. All that's holding Danielle Hunter back is being able to play. Thank you again. This was 4 quarters. We summed up who was going to win the Big 12 championship, or who has the better chance, either Oklahoma State or Texas. We talked about Mason Rudolph or Luke Falk as the better NFL prospect. Third quarter, we covered Los Angeles Rams or Los Angeles Chargers, who's going to run LA. And in the fourth quarter, we finished up with Joey Bosa versus Danielle Hunter, better pass rusher under 23 years old. I want to thank you guys again for tuning into 4 quarters. Don't forget to follow myself at Twitter at Matthew_Hagan. Don't forget to follow the Game Haus, which is at _game_house. Also, please like this video and hit subscribe. Thank you again for tuning into 4 quarters. Have a great day.